Hello guys, Luke here and welcome back to the channel. Today I have another unboxing and review video for you guys. Now this is a high refresh rate 24-inch monitor from ASUS. I saw this guy on special last week online, so I went ahead and picked it up. It was originally priced at 420 Australian dollars, but I saw it on sale for 299 Australian. And I thought, what better time to try out high refresh rate gaming than this guy? I was kind of waiting for prices to come down. Now, this is not a G-Sync monitor, mind you. Those do go for quite a bit more than $299. But this is simply a 144hz refresh rate panel, and we'll get to all the specs later. I think first we'll start with the unboxing of this guy. We'll see what we get inside this massive box. This is quite a large box for a 24-inch monitor, but I think it's just packaged really well, but we're about to find out. Okay, so upon opening the box, we are met, first of all, of course, with the manuals and software. Who uses a driver for a monitor anyway in 2018? Next up, we have the base stand here. I guess it's separate from the rest of the monitor assembly. Next up in the box, we have all these power supply cables, and you might be wondering, why do they include so many power supply cables? Well, they're not all the same. We have here an American one, a UK one, and an Australian one. Basically so they can ship the same box of stuff around the world for every monitor they sell. And yes, I'm guessing it introduces a bit more cost for ASUS to do this, but it means I don't have to repackage as much, things like that. Next up, we have a dual link DVI connector, dual link to dual link, both ends. They do not include a display port cable in this box. I actually do not have a DisplayPort cable on hand either. On here is also a 3.5mm jack pass-through cable, I guess, to get your sound from your PC to the monitor. The monitor itself has speakers, but if you want to pass through audio from the back panel of the PC to then plug in your own headphones into the monitor, you can do that as well with this cable. And now we have the monitor itself with the stand attached as well, except for the base plate, of course. But let's try and pull this guy out as carefully as possible. Okay, and there is the monitor. Of course, we're going to remove all this packaging first. That is it for the unboxing portion of this video. We are simply now going to be removing all this plastic film here on the back of the monitor and the front. And let's take a look at the final product once we've put the base plate on. Okay, now I have the monitor plugged in via DisplayPort into my mini RTX Ryzen system behind me here. I haven't plugged it into my main system yet because I want to mount it on a VESA mount when I fit it to that PC, so I'll just be testing it on the mini RTX system for now. And I'd also like to mention about an hour has passed since the last bit of film you just saw, because I had to duck down to Centacom to pick up a DisplayPort to DisplayPort cable. In the box, this doesn't come with one of those cables. It comes with a DVI to DVI cable, which I'm not sure if that can actually get you 144hz, but I knew that a DisplayPort cable would get me that. A DisplayPort cable cost about $19 Australian for a 2-meter DisplayPort cable. So that wasn't too big a cost, but it is annoying that it doesn't come in the box. So now that the monitor's set up and on its stand and everything, let's go through some of the pros and cons. Now, I think we'll start with the cons first. Now, it is a TN panel, so viewing angles are not as good as an IPS display or a VA even, or OLED. Although, as you can see on camera, it's not too bad. It's actually it can get very bright, so that's a plus, I guess. Anyway, back to cons. The actual aesthetic design of this monitor was a poor choice on ASUS's part, I believe, because they have gone with sort of a piano black finish. It's very reflective. So fingerprints show up at the instant you touch it, basically. And then it's pretty much found all over the monitor, except for the actual stand itself behind the monitor. That seems to be a matte black metal. So you can see on the base already, there's a couple of scratches, there's fingerprints. So that is another downside of this monitor. But again, that's only the physical side of the monitor. That sort of stuff doesn't affect performance. Now, the other drawback of this monitor is, yes, it's 144hz refresh rate, but it does not have G-Sync or FreeSync technology. So if you are planning on running games at, say, lower than 60 frames a second, and you still don't want to see like vertical or horizontal tearing, this monitor is not for that. It's more so for people that have high-end graphics cards. Like right now, it's plugged into a 980 Ti. It'll be plugged in most of the time to my 1080 Ti over in my desktop system over there. So I'll be really enjoying Sea of Thieves in the near future. with this monitor. Another downside of this monitor, if you are planning to use the inbuilt speakers that are built into this monitor, and yes, it does have speakers in it, and it carries the signal over HDMI and DisplayPort, but unfortunately they're only 2-watt speakers, 2x2 watt speakers inbuilt, and they are very, very tinny, but pretty much no bass at all. I was playing games a little bit on it before, and it's very poor audio quality on this thing. But I'm sure if you are the type of person to spend this sort of money on a monitor, I'm sure you have either high-end headphones or high-end speakers for your gaming anyway, so I don't believe that's too big of a drawback. So guys, they are basically all the cons of this monitor, but there are a lot of pros. For example, even though it is a TN panel, the viewing angles actually aren't too bad. I am very surprised with how good it looks actually from nearly all angles. You can see here I'm turning it right to the side. And I mean, we are seeing it on camera, so it's a bit different. The camera will probably adjust brightness and everything to adjust for me turning the monitor. Now, when it comes to color reproduction on this thing, of course, it's not gonna be as good as an IPS panel, but I have fiddled with the settings quite a bit to get it as best as I can. If you go on the Amazon listing for this product, in the comments, actually the first comment that comes up has a link to a Reddit page which details how to get the monitor looking as good as it does right now. And basically, I can't tell the difference between my IPS panel over there, my ultra-wide IPS, or this TN panel. They're basically the same colors right now, so very pleased with that. Also, while this monitor does not have G-Sync capability, it does have NVIDIA 3D Vision support. If you guys don't know, NVIDIA 3D Vision 2 actually comes with this model, its support. So this monitor actually does have 3D support. I'm actually excited for that. I'm probably one of the only people excited for that because I do happen to have an NVIDIA 3D Vision 2 glasses kit, although you won't be able to really see that on camera because 3D just isn't supported by YouTube really, so I don't know how that's going to work. So I stated before how the design itself isn't as good as I'd like. It's got that reflective piano black finish on all the plastics, the base as well, very fingerprint magnety, you know. But when it comes to adjustability of this monitor, it is pretty much as good as you can get. It does pivot, tilt, it does height adjustability up and down. The base also swivels as well. And finally guys, the last pro I guess for this monitor is, as I mentioned before, is 144 Hz capability. Also it's 1 millisecond response time, which is brilliant for gaming as well. So really quick input detection. But the 144 Hz is just a dream. This is my first time ever experiencing 144 Hz gaming at all. I've always gamed at 60 Hz. And I just haven't really seen anything above 60 Hz before, but this is just amazing. I played a few games. I might include some footage in the video as well, but basically I played some CSGO, of course, started off there. I had the game running at over 300 frames a second, but of course the monitor's displaying at 144 Hz, which was just a dream. It was butter smooth. I played some Rocket League, also at 144 Hz. I played some Sea of Thieves. Now that ran at about 120 frames a second, because again, this is a 980 Ti. I had all the graphics to the max as well, and it was still able to grab 120 frames a second. And that's pretty much going to do it for this video, guys. This has been my unboxing and review of the VG248QE monitor from ASUS. 144 Hz, 1 millisecond response time, not G-Sync and not FreeSync, by the way. If you have heard of the tech channel Jay's 2 Cents before, he actually has a video from a couple of years ago on this monitor. He actually did a sort of talking head / review video of this monitor, and in the title of his video he put G-Sync. And actually this monitor does not have G-Sync. It has NVIDIA 3D Vision 2 support. So anyway guys, if you did enjoy this video, leave a like down below, subscribe for more content like this, and I will see you guys around the channel. Alright, have a good one.